Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm your host, Jason.
And I'm Julia, your co-host. It's great to have you here with us today.
Yes, thank you for tuning in. We hope you're doing well, staying curious, and ready to grow not just in English, but in life too.
That's right. And today's topic is something many of us feel but don't always say out loud.
Oh, yes, today we're talking about why I am ambitious but lazy. It sounds funny at first, but it's actually a serious topic.
Absolutely. So many people, maybe even you, our listener, have big dreams. You want to do something great. But somehow you don't take action. You feel stuck, tired, or just not in the mood.
Exactly. You want to be successful. You imagine a better life. But when it's time to work, you feel lazy or distracted.
And that can feel very confusing. You might even ask yourself, why do I feel like this? What's wrong with me?
Don't worry, nothing is wrong with you. In this episode, we'll talk honestly about why this happens, how it affects us, and what we can do about it.
And don't forget, we'll keep the conversation slow, simple, and clear. So if you're learning English, this is a great way to improve your listening and thinking skills too.
Exactly. So sit back, relax, and let's explore this very real topic together.
Let's get started.
So, Julia, let's start with the big question. What does it mean when someone says, I'm ambitious but lazy?
Good question, Jason. Let's break it down. First, the word ambitious means you have big goals or strong desires to succeed.
Right. For example, if you want to become a doctor, start a business, or speak English fluently, that's ambition.
Exactly. You dream big and you want a better future.
Now, the word lazy usually means not wanting to work or do anything active. It's when we avoid doing the hard things, even if they're important.
So, when someone says, I'm ambitious but lazy, they mean, I want to achieve great things but I don't take action. I feel stuck or unmotivated.
It's like having a fast car with no fuel. The car looks powerful like your ambition, but it can't move forward without energy or effort.
Wow, I love that example. A fast car with no fuel. So true. Many of us have dreams, but no daily action.
And it's more common than we think. So many people feel this way, students, workers, even successful people.
Yes, and sometimes people don't know why they feel lazy. They just say, I'll start tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes.
I've done that too. I say, I'll do it after lunch. Then I say, I'm too tired now, maybe in the evening. And then the day is gone.
Same here. So really, being ambitious but lazy means we care, we want to grow, but something is stopping us.
And that's what we're going to talk about in the next part, the reasons behind this feeling. Why we stop ourselves even when we want success.
Yes, because once we understand the problem, we can start to find solutions.
All right, Julia, now that we've explained what it means to be ambitious but lazy, I think it's time to get personal.
Yes, let's share our own stories. I'm sure many of our listeners will relate.
Okay, I'll go first. When I was younger, I always said, I want to write a book. I had so many ideas in my head. I could imagine the cover, the title, everything.
That's exciting. So, did you write the book?
Not really. I started it, maybe 5 times. Each time I wrote for 1 or 2 days. Then I got distracted. Or I told myself, it's not good enough.
I know that feeling. You want it to be perfect, so you wait and wait.
Exactly. And while I waited, time passed. I was dreaming big, but doing nothing. I felt lazy, but deep inside, I still wanted it.
That sounds very familiar. For me, it was learning Spanish. I always said, I want to speak Spanish fluently. I even bought a course.
Nice. Did you use the course?
At first, yes. I studied for 1 week, but then I missed one day, then another, and suddenly the course was just sitting on my shelf, unused.
Wow, that's exactly what happens to many people. You start strong, then lose the habit.
And then you feel guilty. You say, "Why am I like this? I want to learn. Why am I not doing it?"
Yes, that guilt makes it worse. Instead of starting again, we feel bad, and we avoid it more.
That's why I think it's important to talk about this. We are not alone. Everyone has goals and struggles.
Absolutely. It's not about being lazy on purpose. Sometimes we just don't have the right support, energy, or plan.
And sometimes we expect too much from ourselves. We think, "I must be perfect," but we forget progress is more important than perfection.
That's so true. Even small steps matter.
So, to everyone listening, if you've ever felt like us, don't worry. You are not a failure. You're just human.
Exactly. We're in this together. And now, let's talk about the deeper reasons behind this ambitious but lazy feeling.
Yes, let's find out what's really going on inside our minds.
So, Julia, now that we've shared our stories, let's talk about the reasons. Why do so many of us feel ambitious, but still act lazy?
Yes, let's break it down. There are many reasons, and some are deeper than we think. The first one is fear of failure.
That's a big one. Sometimes we don't start because we're afraid we won't succeed. We think, what if I try and fail?
Exactly. That fear stops us from even starting. It's easier to do nothing than to feel disappointed.
And sometimes we say, I'll start later. But really, we're just afraid. Afraid of not being good enough.
That leads us to the second reason: perfectionism. We want everything to be perfect, so we wait for the right time, which never comes.
Oh, yes. I used to wait until I had the perfect idea or the perfect mood. But life is never perfect. So I did nothing.
Perfectionism makes us feel lazy, but really we're just scared of being imperfect.
The third reason is something we all deal with. Distractions. Phones, social media, TV, so many things take our time.
Yes, you sit down to work, then you check your phone, and boom, 1 hour is gone.
It's not just about time, it's about focus. We're always busy, but not always productive.
Another big reason is lack of clear goals. When your goal is too big or not specific, you feel lost.
That's true. Saying, I want to be rich or I want to be successful is not clear. But saying, I want to save $100 a month, that's a goal.
Without small, clear goals, we don't know where to start, so we do nothing.
There's also low energy. If you don't sleep well, eat well, or take care of your body, you'll feel lazy even if your mind wants to work.
That's an important point. Our brain needs energy to stay motivated. It's not just about mindset, it's also physical.
So to sum up, here are some common reasons we feel ambitious but lazy. Fear of failure, perfectionism, distractions, no clear goals, low energy.
And remember, these are normal. We're all human. The key is to understand the reason, then we can start to change.
Yes, because once we understand why we feel stuck, we can learn how to move forward step by step.
And that's what we'll talk about next, how emotions play a big role in all of this.
All right, Julia, we've talked about the common reasons why people feel ambitious but lazy. But there's another important part we can't ignore: our emotions.
Yes, Jason. Emotions are often the hidden reason we stop ourselves. Sometimes we think we're lazy, but it's really about how we feel inside.
Exactly. Let's start with one of the biggest emotions, self-doubt. Have you ever felt like, I'm not good enough? Or maybe I can't do this?
Oh, many times. When I doubt myself, I lose all motivation. Even if I want something badly, that little voice inside says, "What's the point?"
That voice is powerful, and it can make you freeze. You don't take action because you don't believe in yourself.
Yes, and that leads to the next emotion, guilt. When we don't do what we planned, we feel guilty. We say, "Why didn't I do it? What's wrong with me?"
And guilt can feel heavy. It makes you feel worse, not better. Instead of getting up and trying again, you feel stuck in shame.
Another strong emotion is fear of judgment. Sometimes we don't act because we're afraid of what people will say. What if they laugh at me? What if I fail in front of everyone?
That's so true. Social pressure is real. You might want to post a video, start a new job, or speak English, but you're scared others will judge you.
And let's not forget about overwhelm. When you have too much to do or your goal feels too big, you feel lost.
Yes, you think, where do I even start? So instead of doing one small thing, you do nothing.
All of these emotions, self-doubt, guilt, fear, and overwhelm, they create a wall inside us.
And from the outside, it looks like we're lazy. But on the inside, we're just tired, scared, or confused.
So if you're listening right now and feeling this way, please be kind to yourself. You're not lazy. You're carrying emotions that need care.
Yes, you're not broken. You're just human. And understanding your emotions is the first step to change.
Sometimes just naming the feeling helps. Try saying, "I feel scared" or "I feel overwhelmed" instead of just, "I'm lazy."
That's a great tip. When we understand our feelings, we can take better actions. We can start small and move forward with love, not pressure.
And remember, you don't have to fix everything in one day. Emotions take time to heal. Progress is slow, but it's real.
Beautifully said, Julia. I think now it's the perfect time to talk about how to turn things around. How to go from lazy to action step by step.
Yes, let's move into that. It's time for hope and simple solutions.
Julia, before we move on to solutions, I think we should talk about something important. The pressure from society. The way the world expects us to always be productive.
Yes, that's a big one, Jason. These days, it feels like if you're not doing something all the time, people think you're wasting your life.
Exactly. We see it everywhere on social media, in school, at work. Everyone is talking about hustle, grind, success, achievement.
And when we see others always doing more, we start comparing. We think, "Why am I not like that? What's wrong with me?"
That comparison can be very toxic. We forget that what we see online is just a highlight reel, not the full picture.
Yes, people post their wins but not their struggles. You don't see the lazy days, the anxiety, the moments of doubt.
But still, we feel behind. And when we feel behind, we panic. That panic can either push us to overwork or make us freeze and do nothing.
And that leads to the pressure of always being on. There's this idea that if you're not busy, you're lazy. But rest is not laziness, it's necessary.
Absolutely. But society doesn't always respect rest. It rewards people who are always working, even if they're burning out inside.
Sometimes we try to keep up just to fit in. We force ourselves to look busy, even if we're exhausted or unmotivated.
And for people who are ambitious but feel lazy, this pressure makes it worse. They already feel guilty, and now they also feel ashamed.
Let's not forget how culture plays a role too. In some cultures, success means working long hours or getting top grades no matter what.
Yes, in many families, children are told, study hard, get a good job, make money. No one talks about mental health, passion, or personal pace.
So when someone needs rest or wants to slow down, they feel like a failure just because they're not moving as fast as others.
That's why it's important to challenge this idea. Productivity doesn't define your worth. You are not a machine.
Yes, you are a human being with emotions, needs, and your own timing. It's okay to move slow. It's okay to rest. It's okay to be different.
And we all have different paths. Just because someone is doing something at 25 doesn't mean you have to do it at the same time.
Your journey is yours. The world may be loud, but you don't have to follow its pace.
So to anyone listening, if you feel lazy because you're not doing enough, take a deep breath. Society's pressure is heavy, but you don't have to carry it all.
And now that we've unpacked that pressure, let's talk about something helpful, how we can break the cycle of being stuck and actually take action.
Yes, let's share some real, simple steps to move forward, even if you still feel lazy. All right, Julia, we've talked about society, emotions, and personal struggles. Now comes the big question, how can we balance ambition and action?
Yes, because ambition is good, dreaming big is important, but without action, those dreams just stay in our heads.
Exactly. I think the first step is to start small. People try to jump too far, too fast. That's when it feels overwhelming.
Right. Instead of saying, I want to write a book, say I will write one paragraph today. That small step is still progress.
And small steps build momentum. When you do one small thing, you feel good, and that pushes you to do more.
The second tip is to set clear, realistic goals. Don't just say, I want to be successful. Ask, what does success mean for me this week?
That helps you stay focused. Like, instead of, I want to get fit, say, I'll walk for 15 minutes a day.
Yes, the goal should feel possible, not scary. That way, your ambition becomes something you can actually do.
Another key is time management. Many people feel lazy just because they don't plan their day.
Try using a planner or a to-do list, even a simple one like wake up at 7, study English for 20 minutes, read for fun.
And don't forget to include breaks. Working nonstop can burn you out. Rest is part of productivity.
Also, celebrate your wins, even small ones. If you complete a goal, smile and say, I did it.
That's powerful. It builds confidence. And confidence creates more action.
Here's another idea. Surround yourself with people who support you. Talk to friends who encourage your goals, not people who make you feel bad.
Yes, your environment matters. Positive people bring positive energy.
And if you fall off track, don't quit. Just start again tomorrow. Progress is not perfect.
That's true. Falling behind doesn't mean failure. It just means you're human.
So to balance ambition and action, remember, start small, set clear goals, manage your time, take breaks, celebrate small wins, stay around positive people, be kind to yourself.
That's a great list. Simple, but powerful. You don't need to be perfect, just consistent.
Yes, and when you take small actions every day, your ambition becomes real. That's how change begins.
All right, coming up, let's talk about some practical tools and habits that can help people stay on track daily.
Yes, time to get practical and make things even easier.
Julia, we've talked about balancing ambition and action. Now, let's get to the heart of the matter, tips to overcome laziness.
Yes, Jason. Laziness isn't about being bad or weak. It's something we can work on with some simple habits.
One tip I always share is to break tasks into tiny steps. If a task feels huge, it's easy to feel stuck. But if you focus on just the first tiny step, like opening a book or writing one sentence, it feels less scary.
That's so true. And sometimes just starting is the hardest part. After the first step, you often keep going naturally.
Another helpful tip is to set deadlines for yourself. Even if no one else is waiting, having a deadline makes you more responsible.
Yes. Like telling yourself, I will finish this today, or I will practice English for 10 minutes now.
Also, remove distractions. Turn off your phone notifications, close unnecessary tabs on your computer, make it easier to focus.
That's a great one. We often waste time without even realizing it because of distractions.
And don't forget about rewarding yourself. After completing a task, give yourself a small treat like a short break, a snack, or some time to relax.
Rewards keep us motivated. Our brain likes positive feedback.
Another important tip is to use the 5-minute rule. If you don't feel like doing something, just promise yourself to do it for 5 minutes.
Exactly. Once you start, you might feel better and want to continue. But even if you stop after 5 minutes, that's still progress.
And finally, stay positive and patient with yourself. Change doesn't happen overnight. Celebrate small wins and don't be too hard if you slip.
Yes, Jason. Laziness is a habit, and habits can be changed with time and effort.
So to summarize, some tips to overcome laziness are: break tasks into tiny steps, set deadlines, remove distractions, reward yourself, use the 5-minute rule, stay positive and patient.
Simple habits can lead to big changes. If you try these little tips every day, laziness will start to fade.
Absolutely. And remember, being ambitious means you want change. Overcoming laziness is just part of that journey.
Great advice, Jason. Up next, let's talk about how to keep the motivation going in the long run.
Well, Julia, we've covered a lot today, from understanding why someone can be ambitious but lazy, to tips on how to overcome that laziness.
Yes, Jason. It's important for everyone listening to remember, ambition and laziness can coexist, and that's okay. What matters is how you respond to it.
Exactly. Being ambitious means you have dreams and goals. Feeling lazy sometimes is natural. The key is not to let laziness stop you completely.
Right. Take small steps, be patient with yourself, and celebrate progress no matter how small.
And remember, it's a journey. There will be good days and tough days, but every step forward counts.
You are not alone in this. Many people feel the same way. So keep going, keep trying, and believe in yourself.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We hope this episode helps you find balance and motivation.
Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with friends who might need it.
See you next time on the English Learning Podcast.